In this video, I'm going to show you a project that I have built using Google's anti-gravity. So this is a project that was in my head from quite a long time, and I wanted to build it using React and learn React alongside. But I ended up building using anti-gravity, and actually it is quite good, I feel, and I wanted to show you guys and share the project with you. So hey guys, it's Bishwit. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So let's get started. So I will share the GitHub repo, okay? And I will show you how the repo looks like before going ahead into the project. And this is the repo. You can see I have put out a small GIF how it looks like. You can see how the application previews. Okay, so this is a student management application, and the name of it is OpenCampusPro. Why the name as OpenCampusPro? Because I wanted this project kind of an open source project, you can say. So. And also it doesn't it should not match with anyone else, so I thought maybe Open Campus Pro is a good name. Anyways, enough of that naming. This is like few of the features that I have put in over here. So like in a student management system, the basic things that you can do is you should be able to add student details, you should be able to add teachers details, and you should be able to add badge details, get the like fee structure sorted. So this custom things, these things are the basics that you can put, and there are a few custom things that you can add on to it. Like maybe you can have an MCP server added, but we'll get to MCP servers maybe later. I would say this what the requirements for this project is. So you need at least Python 3.8. I think the latest version as of now is 3.14, and you need Node 16 plus. And setting this project is pretty simple. I have done a one-step setup so that you guys just run it and it is done. And even there are some Docker guide that I have provided. Well, I will show you how to run this in Docker in the upcoming videos. But at least for this video, I will show you how you can like download this project and how you can run it. Okay. So let me go over here. You can download it via zip, or you can do a git clone, and you can do this copy. So we'll copy the git clone URL, and I will open a new terminal, and over here I will just do git clone and control V, and you can see cloning into OpenCampusPro. So the project is already present over here. Okay, it got downloaded over here. So now I will show you the setup. So if you are a college student, it is pretty simple. There is nothing much that you need to do. Okay, so what you need to do is come over here and just right click, and you run with PowerShell. Now the thing is, since I'm using Windows, so I have like PowerShell with me. And if you are using Windows, just use PowerShell, or if you are using Linux, you can use the sh file that is already present. Okay, and I'll just run with PowerShell. Okay, so there is one thing that you should keep in mind. So while running in PowerShell, there should be scenarios where you are not able to run the script. Okay, so I will share the command that will enable you to run the scripts, okay, in your machine. So first of all, run in PowerShell, and it is starting. It's creating all the environment required. It is setting up the backend, and it is setting up the front end. So it is installing all the Python libraries, setting up the backend as of now. So the backend is running, and it is setting up the front end. So as you can see, the front end is also running. Okay, and see, it started the application. Now, if you are facing any kind of problem over here and you are on a different maybe system, I can show you, okay, how to execute this in Ubuntu, or maybe in a different Linux environment. But for the people who are using Windows, we are good. If this is working for you, well and good. If this is not, you just ping me in the comment section that what the issue you are facing. So the one of the issue that people face is using PowerShell is like you are not allowed to run scripts. Okay, for that there is a command and you need to just run it. So anyways, so first of all, this is how the login page looks like. Open Campus Pro. Okay, I hope the name it doesn't coincide with someone else's name. It's just a name I took and just thought maybe Open Campus is looks like more of an open source kind of a project. Okay, anyway, so you can see there is a dark mode that I have put in. Okay, and username and password. So the application is currently fresh, so there is no username and password. So we'll just do a sign up. Okay, now I will just put an username as Vishwajit. Email I will put as vishwajit@email.com. Okay, my password I will keep it as 1234 and confirm password 1234 just for the demo I'm showing. So if I just do a sign up, and you can see this is how the interface looks like. And to be very frank, I really like the interface. Okay, so like it took a lot of prompts and lot of designing tweaks here and there to fix the UI and to get it working as it is. And yeah, I really like the output that I got. And this is how the UI looks like. So this is the students page. This is the teachers page, the courses, okay, the batches, and there are a few more. We have marks, attendance, fees, reports, okay, everything is there. So for this video, I will show you the students, the teachers. I think that should be sufficient for now. So since there are no students as of now, I'll add a student. And I'll try to keep the video short, because if I keep on showing all of it all together at once, the video will be very long. I don't want that to happen. So first I'll add a student. This is the dashboard as I showed. I'll go to the students page, and here you can see we will add a student. Now here you can see there is a filter present. Okay, I really wanted to have a filter, and the to filter this, you don't have to do a send. Like there is no server side, I should say, back and forth going on. So all the filter will be happening in the front end in itself. So if I just do add student, and if I add maybe student name, okay, let me give my name, okay, and email @email.com, and you need name and email, phone address, batch, status. You don't need it as of now, and you can create it. Okay, create it. And I should say this is very important. So there is not a specific view. So I believe this is kind of an admin view that you are looking into. Okay, there is nothing called as students view where you only get to see what the student is supposed to see. There is nothing called as the teacher's view where you only get to see what the teacher is supposed to see. So it's like an admin view. You have the access to entire application. Okay, there is nothing called as RBAC implementation over here, like a role-based access control. Okay, so nothing I have implemented like that. I've just kept it as simple as I want, like I wanted initially. So this is the admin view. You see everything. All the detail is present over here. So this is one of the student. Let me add another one. Maybe I will add as Harish. Okay. Harish@email.com. Okay, I'm not putting any phone number, or maybe we can put some 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Is it valid? Okay, it will take it, the phone number. Anyway, so you can see I have put in 2 students details. So if I just refresh this, it will be there. And if I just do Harish, you can see it's already coming up. If I do Vishwajit, it's coming up over here. So it's filtering actively. Now we also have a filter based upon batches, based upon statuses, enroll date, and enroll date 2. So you can see today is 26th 4 2026. So it is showing as the enroll date as today. So now if I want to edit any detail, I can just I can add any details. Let's suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can update. Okay, it updated. Now, if I want to add a batch, so you can see here it is saying no batch present. Now, if I want to add a student as a part of the batch, I have to create the batch in itself, which I will show during the batch creation. But this is fine for student creation, student edit, and like you can just go and delete a student. If I just do delete, it will ask, are you sure you want to delete? Prompting us. So we'll just go and delete, and you can see the student got deleted. Okay, so it shows one student over here. I think that is fine for the student section. Let's move ahead to the teacher section. Okay, so I will go and I'll add a new teacher. And before that, you can see the teacher also has this filter functionality present. Okay, and okay, let me add a new teacher. Okay, so I will give the name as Manish, and email is manish@email.com, and I'll just create. Okay, so it's working perfectly fine, and I'll create a new teacher, which I will give them the name as Tom maybe, and tom@email.com, and maybe like give them a specialization as Python and AWS, and I'll create. So you can see Tom is created, the email is present, the specialization is present, and the ID is also present. So this ID is getting auto-generated for the students and as well as for the teacher. So previously I had this option that you can add the ID, but I thought it doesn't make any sense. So let me just auto-generate that. So as you can see, it is auto-generated, and here you can just go and update the details. Let's suppose for Manish, I can just edit. Okay, let me add phone number, maybe 12345678990. Okay, I will also add a specialization. Maybe I'll add Java in this case, and I'll just update, and you can see the details are present, phone number and specialization. So this is the part where we can edit a particular teacher details. And now if we see the batches, they are mentoring. Like if I just click over here, so you can see as of now, batches that are assigned to Manish are none. Okay, so no batch name, no courses have been assigned. And once we assign the courses and batches, we will see how those fields update over here. So the last thing that I will show as part of this video is to delete. So let's suppose I want to delete the record of Tom. I'll just go and delete this, delete, and you can see it's deleted, and it shows the toast message that teacher has been deleted. So for this video, we'll keep this as short as I can. So I have just shown you the two modules. Okay. So let's go back to the dashboard, and you can see here one total number of student is 1, total teacher is 1. There are no courses, no batches, no attendance, no fees. Okay, as of now, we haven't dealt with any of the things. And we'll keep the video short. In the upcoming video, I'll talk about the students, the teachers, the courses, the batches. Okay, so that's all for this video, and we will see in the next upcoming video.